Hey everybody, welcome to Shifty's Club. Hey guys, guess what? Not today is Thursday, but this is the Thursday episode, which means Magic the Gathering Standard. Sorry, Pokemon players, but yeah, I know most of you don't like Magic, so you don't have to watch this video. Anyway, I figured I'd go over an idea I've been waiting to get out for a while. This idea is basically takes broken concepts and make them even more broken. Now, I'm sure everybody knows how broken draw support is in the game, but searching your library is even more broken. However, I'm going to take a deck and make it completely broken. One card in this format has made the difference. This one card is overlooked so much, it only costs 2. It takes little to no effort to get out and start destroying your opponent. This card is bum 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 bum, Disciple of Deceit. For 1 black and 1 blue, 1/3 creature from Journey to Nyx has an inspired. When this creature untaps, discard a card from your hand and search your library for a card with the same converted mana cost. Oh my god, where's this card been? I know, right? Now, my particular stance on this deck and just it being in a deck is amazing. It works in every single Sultai deck I've tried out. Now, Sultai Control is a pretty good concept, but I'm not going for control. I'm going for a very weird and random uh, black-blue deck with green mix. Like, I want green to be the focus, but blue and black to be mixed in. Now, I took basically Disciple of Deceit. I said, you know what? I'm at 4 of these in the deck regardless. But in order to improve chances, I got to put more cards that search it out. So I bring up even more cards that search. Not just cards, but cards that search. So I bring up cards like Court of Calling. Not a very popular card, but I mean, everybody knows what it does. I mean, Convoke is the only reason why anyone's playing it. It really is. Then you've got several different cards that you can choose from with Court of Calling. My favorite, though, is one that only costs 3, and it's what I call a progressive search. Any of you that heard of Yisan the Wanderer Bard from the M15 set? I didn't think so. It's a 3-cost creature card, the green, and it's a legendary creature. Its ability for its mana cost pretty much says tap it and put a verse counter on Yisan Wonder Bard. Search your library for a creature card with a converted mana cost equal to the number of verse counters on Yisan the Wonder Bard. Put it onto the battlefield. Not your hand, the battlefield. That, my friends, is a strategy. But having several different cards pretty much to search out whatever I want doesn't make sense to some people. Well, let's put in a little draw support. If you guys know what I mean, draw support is pretty much almost impractical with the Sultai type decks because of how much focus they put on a lot of other aspects. Like the green is a heavy aspect, so it's almost impossible to put a lot of effort. Luckily, the draw support runs second best on green like it does first best on blue. I don't know why, but for some reason. So we have plenty of different cards that allow us to draw. My favorite one, I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is. I believe it's called Life's Legacy. Um, basically, you sack a creature and you draw X cards and gain X life, or X is its toughness, I believe. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I think that's right. Anyway, it only costs two. It's a gold card. I'm not even sure how much this card's worth. This card is gold. It literally is a gold card and it is gold. Pure gold. I've tested this deck out. It's pretty good. But listen to this. I've only been using computer programs because I'm not paying for these cards until I'm certain that I want to play in a tournament. And I pretty much already have a WU heroic deck just on the ready for whenever I do go to a standard tournament. I mean, just playing something that pretty much will win every time, even though I'm not that great at Magic. I'm really not. However, I am very happy to say that I have found a whole lot more cards that go with these concepts. For your draw support, I found plenty of different cards that do work well here. The best of them all being like a tech Tridon Fortune Hunter. And the reason we run a tech Tridon Fortune Hunter is in case we target him with an instant or sorcery so we can draw a card. That's it. That's the only reason you have him. Use him attack or block or nothing. You just basically play it instant or sorcery and boom, target and draw a card. Now, I know it's not the most ideal and sexy strategy ever, but once you guys hear the next part of the combo, you guys will understand why some of the cards actually went up in value. See, I didn't expect some of these cards to go up in value when I seen them. But anyway, the cards I'm waiting for are Crewfix, God of Horizons, and Prophet of Crewfix. Cards work hand in hand. Crewfix, God of Horizons, basically you have to have a devotion of 7 for a combined green and blue, which is not hard at all in a green blue black deck. Especially when all your mana is green and all of your enchantments and in some of your dual lands are blue and black. So just achieving 7 combined is not hard at all. You could have 6 green and 1 blue and boom, there you go. Anyway, with Crewfix, you have no maximum hand size. If unused mana would empty out of the mana pool, it becomes colorless instead. And the best part is Crewfix, Prophet of Crewfix, works hand in hand. I mean, the God himself and the Prophet, they work too perfectly. Because here's what happens. Whenever my opponents, regardless how many people I'm playing against, whenever their turn comes, their upkeep, I untap my creatures and lands during their upkeeps. So in a regular standard match, I'm untapping my creatures and my lands. No use for vigilance, so no use for white, which is great. I can play a 4-color deck, which is absolutely just amazing. With the only pretty much red color in the deck, period. Well, except for maybe Shaman of the Great Hunt and Crater Claws, that's it. But anyway, the other cards that most people would see working with this combo would be a lot of different white cards, but we don't need them because we are untapping everything. No need for vigilance, no need for Nisa. Throw away Nisa. Nisa is not needed, guys, because you now control pretty much everything. You want to have Zingos for a reason. I mean, heck, a +1 where you add mana, not untapping forest. I'm talking about adding mana, which is insane. I mean, of course, he's cost a red, but that's what you have Sylvan Caryatid there for. I mean, you only run one Xenagos. You run two Eugen for a reason. You run Garuk, you run two Garuk for the same reason. You run one Xenagos because you run pretty much green, blue, black. You're green and black. Planeswalker can get out on turn 3 or turn 4, which is absolutely amazing. A converted 7 mana cost, and he's getting out on turn 4. Absolutely insane. But then again, it is Garuk. So with a little help from Elvish Mystic, maybe a couple of your other search cards, I could have one search card, one Elvish Mystic, and two Force, and boom. I got what I needed. I'm pretty much set to start turn 3 with Prophet of Krufix or Krufix Guard of the Horizons, and then start getting all of these creatures tapped and untapped. You know, some of the ones that produce mana get up faster. I start producing so much more damage, so much more output, period, in the deck. And my favorite part about all this is how the deck falls together completely. Now, there's a couple of cards that I'm obviously going to put on here, and I'm sorry if you guys can hear that in the background. But anyway, it's a... Hang on one second. Amber Alert. Okay. Amber Alert. Unfortunately, when I hear something like that, I remember every single detail of it. I'm sorry, I'm not going to redo the video because I'm already 11 minutes into the video. There's no use in me rewinding because I am sleepy. But if you guys know, today is pretty much St. Patrick's Day. Today is the 17th. It is, and there was an Amber Alert for a kid, and the kid, Sean, he got abducted. It was pretty much today. It was a silver 86 S10 Blazer with license plate PKS 1968. See, I have a meta-eidetic memory. It's crazy. I hate it, but can't really do anything about it. Anyway, back to Magic, because I know you guys don't really care about that. I mean, I hope the poor kid's okay, but I know you guys don't give a rat's ass, but so. Anyway, here's what I think. I think that in the strategy overall, it needs a little bit of spice because you gotta have wonderful creatures who are gonna mash your opponent dead in the face. After all, what good is cards like Disciple of Deceit, Court of Calling, Geese on the Wonder Bard if you don't use them to their full potential, right? So let's take the best cards that we can think of in the respective colors. First one is probably going to be I'm going to say black. Brutal Horde Chief. Everybody knows what he does. He's a black 3/3 creature. Costs 4 to get down, 3 in a black. And whenever a creature attacks, you gain a life and your opponents lose a life. And you pay, I want to say it's 2 in either 2 green or 2 blue. And I think that's it. And until end of turn, eat all creatures your opponents control block if possible, and you choose how they block, which is awesome. Now, so what I like most about this is that you can literally swipe an entire opponent's board with no effort if you're playing one-on-one. The best part about this particular strategy is that no matter what, you are gaining the advantage if you can get enough creatures into play. Meaning you have tons of these mana producing creatures, but eventually you're going to have to attack with them. But things like Elvish Mystic, Sylvan Caryatid, you really can't attack with. But then you bring in the big guns. Now, your next best card, in my opinion, is going to be the water, or sorry, why do I keep thinking water? Because it's not Pokemon, it's Magic. Anyway, it's a blue card, and it's called Torn Elemental. You guys probably don't believe me when I say I love Torn Elemental. It's a 5 cost, 4 and a blue, and whenever it attacks, all of your opponent's creatures tap. That means everything. That's pretty cool. Apparently, I absolutely love this card. And you guys can tell why. And I'm not done. Now, I'm not exactly sure which Hydra creature, because I know so many stupid Hydra creatures. It's not even funny. I want to say it's either Hooded Hydra or Primordial Hydra. It's in this set and or in the format, and what it does is you pay or you play it down for, I want to say it's I want to say 3 and a 2 green, I want to say, but I'll tell you exactly what it does. It is a monstrosity for XX and a green. And when it turns monstrosity, you put X 1/1 tokens on it, or 1/1 counters on it, and whenever it becomes monstrosity, you put XX green Hydra creature tokens on the battlefield. I love it to death because your acceleration is so great. You really have your opponent has no other choice. Literally, no other choice. And what else to run with this deck other than the obvious Nykthos Shining Eggs? Nykthos Shining Eggs. And pretty much my favorite thing to do here is to give Devotion a very big shout out, because you can take advantage of so much when you play tons of green mana. It really does affect your opponent. Your opponent can't really do anything. Usually you want to run some kind of Devotion with green and red because both have heavier mana ability than black or blue. However, because of the cards I plan on running, I want to try to get Devotion off of green and then build up the others as they go. And obviously, we have other cards. I want to say I know what the cards are, but I'm not exactly sure. I want to say the one card is Disciple of Crufix, but I'm not exactly sure. I know or not Disciple of Crufix, but it's one card. Basically, what it does is when you tap it, you untap target land. I'm not exactly sure which card it is. Anyway, I love it to death. You tap it, untap Nethos. Pretty much, there's extra devotion right there. And if you have a card like Refocus, to untap it and draw the card, so you can retap it and untap Nethos again, yeah, you get yourself going on an amazing strategy. But again, being able to accelerate an engine completely is absolutely absurd, especially when all the pieces fit together perfectly. And being a green, you're going to try to take advantage of trample. Maybe not completely, but somewhat. Now, obviously, I'm going to be a guy who likes Courser of Crewfix for a reason. Play with the top card of your library. But most people like Timberwood Elemental. The only thing I don't like about Timberwood Elemental is that if I don't uncover a creature on the top of my deck, I'm not going to be too fond of the card. And I don't even really need it. I don't. But pretty much it's a good acceleration engine. I understand the concept completely, but I'm not a fan at all. No. Mm-mm. Not for me. Nope. However, I will say what is for me. What is for me is something like Dragon Throne of Tarkir. I'm sure everyone's ready for Dragons of Tarkir to come out. Dragon Throne of Tarkir, I already have 4 of them in a collection. You're just ready to go for battle because I am more than certain that that card is going to be kick-ass. It takes 9 to find its full effect, period, the end, but it costs 4 to play down, 3 to equip, and after that, all you pay is 2 and tap the its and the creature. And each other creature you control gets XX and trample, where X is that creature's power, which is crazy. So I like Dragon Throne of Tarkir. It works great with green because green's what? The most beastly creatures. And you pick a 2 or 3 power creature, each creature is getting an extra. If it's a 3 power creature, each creature is getting extra 3 and trample, which could end a game like that. Crazy. People are not looking at cards that could literally be winning games. When it comes to a deck like I'm trying to run, it's basically I want to try to invest in a good rogue deck, which is going to completely annihilate the game. And I'm not saying I'm the best player because I'm not, but I believe with enough practice, I can get a deck together that will be good enough to take on the competition. And I don't have a rough list that I can give anybody yet because my list that I'm going off of right now has been altered probably a good 40 or 50 times. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. I'm glad I was able to get my ideas of Magic the Gathering out. You know, everything's out of the box. Everybody knows what I'm thinking. And you guys can kind of figure the strategies that I like. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, let you guys go. If you have not subscribed, Magic Players, this would be a perfect time to subscribe. And if you have any comments, post them in the comment section down below. And as always, I hope you guys had as great a time as I've had. And I'll see you guys next time at Shifty's Club.